Coming up on MCTV, Monmouth students get a lesson that could save their life, and the Corral is working at the car wash for a big trip to the Big Apple. This week starts now. Hello and welcome to MCTV This Week. For Tori Philbin, I'm Cameron Line. So you think you can text and drive? This last Tuesday, ASAP brought a simulator to campus, and students found out for themselves. Yes. Sponsored by AT&T, a simulator vehicle was parked on the Dunlap Terrace and allowed students to drive a car and text. Not only did this event highlight the simulator, but also paid tribute to young people who had lost their lives while texting and driving. Many students were shocked by the degree of skill it took to stay on the road during this virtual test drive.
I think it's relevant to everybody on campus because I think we've all had experiences when we've known somebody who's been affected by texting and driving or seen somebody who's, been injured or lost their lives because of it. And it's just a real eye-opener for I think everybody on campus.
For more information on preventing texting and driving, you can visit itcanwait.com. Monmouth College Corral members braved the balmy weather Saturday, washing cars for their trip to New York City. In October, the group has plans to perform at New York City landmark Carnegie Hall in the spring of 2013. But because costs for the trip are so expensive, the Corral is planning events to raise money to defray the cost of their trip.
Experience. I mean, the students are really, really excited about going this trip, and are, so that's one of the reasons they're really motivated to do fundraisers like this. So, singing in Carnegie Hall is just kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and they've been pumped since last year when I started talking to them about it. So they're excited. It's a worthy cause.
In October, we're doing a drag show, which is going to be lots of fun. It's kind of like there will be students in drag, males and females. You're invited to also come in drag if you want. There'll also be students not in drag, just kind of doing a talent performance. We'll be doing a show next semester at the clubhouse at the golf club, and there'll just be like other fundraisers throughout the year that we'll begin to add on to fundraise money for all the students.
If you would like to contribute to the Corral, you can contact Director Tim Pale at tpale@monmouthcollege.edu.
Monmouth College celebrated Constitution Day with an evening of speeches and poems read by an American politics class. Last Monday, students in Professor Annika Hagley's class came together to read speeches and poems concentrating on the rights the Constitution grants its citizens. Various works from historical figures in the American history were featured, such as Abraham Lincoln, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King.
It's always good once in a while to sit down and sort of relive the greatest moments, or and admit to the not so good moments.
This event is part of the MC Rock the Vote project. For more information on future events, go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/mcvoting. What connection does mystery writer Agatha Christie have to both archaeology and Alzheimer's? Dr. Amy Barron, professor at the University of Toronto, spoke on how Christie spent most of her life living and working in archaeological excavations because of her husband, archaeologist Max Mallowan. Beyond the physical connection, Barron spoke on how Christie viewed archaeology and detective work as linked, where both deal with unraveling some mystery.
She ended up writing 33 novels to get away.
I loved Agatha Christie mystery novels growing up, and I love ancient Near Eastern history now, and it brought the two of them together for me, and it was fun. And when I was working on my thesis, I was working on material that was dug up by Agatha Christie and her husband Max. I think for the college, it's a chance for students to hear what's going on in other fields of archaeology that they might not always learn about here, and what other people are working on. It just gives them a breadth of experience that lots of work's going on out there that they can find out about.
Barron also spoke on how Christie's work is used in a study at the University of Toronto to examine Alzheimer's. The study examines the novels she wrote between the ages of 28 and 82 and has found a dramatic drop in the vocabulary as she aged.
The first Monmouth Associates Lunch convened on Thursday, and attendees got a glimpse of President Ditzler's plans for the future of MC. President Ditzler discussed the strategic plan for the future of Monmouth College. The plan has 4 main points: building an environment that promotes learning, inspiring students to lead and serve in democratic societies, preparing students to solve complex problems, and guiding students to discover what meaningful careers and purpose in life. Next Monmouth Associates Lunch is on Thursday, October 18th.
Taking a look at some events on campus this week. Tonight in the Wells Theater, African-centered theater troupe Impact will perform Looking Black, Questions of Identity in America at 8 p.m. Also tonight, ASAP After Hours hosts the returning Dueling Pianos in the Underground. And Saturday, as a part of Family Weekend, comedian Jonathan Burns performs his brand of flexible comedy in the Doll Chapel. Be there at 7 p.m. to find out what that means.
Coming up in sports after the break. At the halfway point of the high school football season, the United Red Storm are in third place in the Lincoln Trail. We'll take a closer look at the Red Storm after these.
Hey, wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Yeah, that's right. Over here, Tiger. Where do you think you're going without washing your hands? No one likes a dirty boy. Come on and turn me on. You know you want to. That toilet you just used, it carries 2 million bacteria per inch. Yuck. Ooh, yeah, that's it. Wash those hands. Ooh, soap. Yeah, use soap. Ooh, scrub them good. Come back and see me anytime.
Last weekend, Iowa Wesleyan took on the Fighting Scots in women's soccer. The Scots jumped out to an early lead when sophomore Lauren Kellen scored her first goal of 2 in the game's first 20 seconds. Also in the first period, sophomore Megan Snodsmith scored on a rebound, giving the Scots a 3-0 lead. The Tigers would eventually find the net before junior Ryan McMaster scored late in the first, making the score 4-1 Monmouth at the half. The Scots would score twice more in the second period, and the Scots would go on to win 6-1.
The way we hoped it would. This was a team that's a little down. They got hit hard by graduation and by some players leaving the program. So we thought we could come out and get on them early, and then we scored the very first time we had the ball. We just took it right down the side of the field and scored, and that gave us a nice little cushion. And then we just took off from there.
Monmouth women's soccer took to the field again on Saturday to take on Culver Stockton. The Wildcats took a 1-0 lead in the first period. Culver Stockton would score another goal early in the second before the Scots answered with a goal from Lauren Kellen. Monmouth couldn't find the nets the rest of the game while the Wildcats scored one more time, defeating the Scots 3-1.
We played really hard. For the first half, we had the ball, I'd say 75% of the time. It was about even in the second half, but we knew this was a good team coming in that we were playing today. Culver Stockton's a good squad. They were 5-1-1 coming in, and we played well. We just didn't get the breaks. Soccer's that way sometimes.
The Scots will be back in action this weekend as part of Family Weekend festivities. They'll take on Cornell at 11:30 on Saturday. Now, Monmouth men's soccer renewed their rivalry against Knox last Saturday. Monmouth sliced into a 2-0 Knox lead in the 82nd minute off a goal by Logan Simpson. The Scots had their chances to tie the game, beginning with this Jake Schmecka header that went wide left. On their next possession, Monmouth used a corner kick to set themselves up for a shot on goal, but was denied once again by a strong Knox defense. With time winding down, this Ryan Stransky attempt went wide, giving Knox a 2-1 victory, their first over the Scots since 2004. Despite the loss, Coach Nick Vyncke enjoyed the fight.
I love watching the hard-fought games. We fought hard, they fought hard. I think they fought harder. It was tough to get in their back line. We should have finished our chances. It was a great opportunity. We had 10 great opportunities. They had 2 or 3. They finished, we didn't. I'm really happy with the effort of our guys. It went down to the last minute. I love being a part of those games.
The men return home on Saturday, hosting the Cornell Rams at 1:30. With only one loss thus far in 2012, the United Red Storm find themselves only a game out of first place in the Lincoln Trail Conference. In the first season under new head coach Fred Lucas, the United Red Storm are off to a 4-1 start, ranked 14th in Class 1A.
We're a ball control, run it at you kind of offense, and we've got 2 kids this year that are as good a pair as we've had in a long time back there.
How good? All conference good. After week 5, Michael Olin has racked up 831 yards on 88 carries, finding the end zone 11 times. Not to be outdone, Grant Schrock has tallied 536 yards on 69 carries, scoring 5 touchdowns. Coach Lucas's ground and pound scheme seems to be working. The Red Storm average over 8.5 yards per carry and 3 rushing touchdowns per game. Both backs are quick to credit both their coaching staff and their teammates.
I think that we're preparing real good. We get in for film in the mornings and we watch film every Monday. And I think one of my biggest roles in the offense is just blocking for Mike, and he blocks for me. And the line does real good too.
The line blocks well, so I just hit the holes hard. That's pretty much it.
But maybe that's not it. Besides their offensive attack, United's defense holds opponents to a staggering 12 points per game, behind only Mercer County as tops in the league. However, Coach Lucas is not pleased with his team's defensive execution.
We're going to need to improve some defensively. Our offense side of the game is a little bit ahead of the defense right now. And it's actually kept us in games. It's keeping them away, keep the ball away from the other team. But defensively, especially with Weathersfield, Anawan this week, they're one of the more athletic teams in our conference. We're going to make sure that we have to keep a hold of the ball and keep it away, and then capitalize on some situations defensively to get them out of their groove a little bit.
This season, Lucas has welcomed former Scots tight end David Milroy to the fold and says Milroy adds an extra element to his staff.
Come in and play at a place like Monmouth College, and have that experience and that success definitely translates down to what we do here. He brings a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of desire to win.
United will travel to Anawan Weathersfield Friday night to take on the undefeated Titans, and you can catch that contest at 6:45 on 1330 WRAM. Monmouth College intramural sand volleyball has begun its season. This past Wednesday night, the Cacambas took on Vertically Challenged in a head-to-head match. After playing for nearly an hour and only 2 sets, the Cacambas came out on top with a win, 21-18.
Yeah, I was pretty confident. We won every game, so they usually don't let us down, and we have height with Brandon. Yep, we're all friends, so we just all decided to play.
If you're interested in any of Monmouth College's 21 intramural sports or activities, log on to www.monm.edu/wellness. This past summer, Monmouth College lost one of its own.
Senior-to-be Tommy Hoerr was killed in an accident in June, and the Monmouth College family has come together in his memory. The football team decided to honor Hoerr with a scholarship fund. With the help of the development office, over $10,000 have been raised.
So that was a formidable task at that point in time, and I had a really good feeling that it was going to get done pretty easily, and it did. And so, with that said, now we can carry Tommy's name at Monmouth College forever, and kids from Brimfield High School, where Tommy went, will be able to, achieve what they want to achieve because of the, hopefully because of part of the fund that Tommy's name was able to give money to them as they come to Monmouth College.
Basically, the Tommy Hoerr Memorial Scholarship has been a constant reminder of who he was and what he stood for. I'm very impressed with the support that this campus has had over, this short time period.
Both T-shirts and bracelets have been sold on campus, with the proceeds going toward the formation of a scholarship fund in Tommy's honor. 200 bracelets and 420 T-shirts have already been sold, and more will be available at this weekend's home football game. Beyond this, the team is also remembering Hoerr.
They've set up his locker, with his jersey and his helmet, and every day, we put his helmet at the 50-yard line at the end of practice. And so, again, it's another way of honoring his legacy here.
At Saturday's game, both T-shirts and bracelets will be available for purchase at the south end of the stadium just outside the gate. The T-shirts are $12 and the bracelets $5 each. We'll be back in a moment. Here are your scores for this week.
And welcome back. Doll Chapel was filled with laughter last Friday night. Comedian Eric O'Shea performed at Doll Chapel in front of a nearly packed house. A 19-year comedy veteran, O'Shea has appeared on VH1, MTV, and last year performed with Betty White at the Emmy Awards.
It was probably one of the most fun shows I've had because a lot of the I do about 70, 80 colleges a year. I just did 20 orientations for new freshmen. This was one of the first shows where it's not that anymore. It's just like during the school year, and so everyone's kind of like relaxed. So it's really fun. I mean, they're just really intelligent, silly.
O'Shea is a frequent performer on college campuses across the country. His next stop will be at St. Norbert College on September 28th.
And that's MCTV This Week. I'm Kyle McEwen.
And I'm Tori Philbin. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday for a new edition of MCTV.
And I'm Cameron Lyon, reminding you that you can always find us on the web at monmouthcollege.edu/MCTV. Thanks for watching. See you next week.